For sectors facing cyclical weaknesses, we have introduced specific support measures, like the bridging loan for marine and offshore engineering companies, which provides access to working capital to help them bridge short-term cash flow gaps. I will introduce specific measures to address continued cyclical weaknesses in the marine and process sectors and the construction sector. Last year, we deferred foreign worker levy increases in the marine and process sectors. In view of the continued weaknesses, we will defer the earlier announced levy increases in these two sectors by 1 more year. To support the construction sector, we also bring forward $700 million worth of public sector infrastructure projects to start in FY17 and 18. Our construction firms will be able to bid for and participate in these projects, which includes the upgrading of community clubs and sports facilities. To sustain the momentum for productivity improvements, we'll proceed with the foreign worker levy increases for construction announced in 2015. Firms in sectors that are facing structural shifts will need to dig deep to change their business model to stay viable. For example, firms and workers in retail will need to embrace digital capabilities to access new markets through online marketing and e-commerce platforms. The government will help workers to adapt to structural shifts in the economy, especially those who seek to move to a different sector. Last year, MOM launched the Adapt and Grow initiative to help workers looking to take on new jobs. We will strengthen the support this year. We increase wage and training support provided under the Career Support Program, the Professional Conversion Program, and the Work Trial Program. We'll introduce an Attach and Train program for sectors that have good growth prospects, but where companies may not be ready to hire yet. Instead, industry partners can send participants for training and work attachments. This will increase the chances of these workers to find a job in the sector later. An additional sum of up to $26 million a year will be committed from the Lifelong Learning Endowment Funds and the Skills Development Fund to support these initiatives. The Minister for Manpower will elaborate on the initiatives at the COS. Over the next 2 to 3 years, the different sectors of our economy will be in transition, repositioning themselves for the future economy. Some firms may need help to manage costs or cash flow. They will continue to receive support from schemes announced previously. Let me mention 3. The Wage Credit Scheme will continue to help firms cope with rising wages. We expect to pay over $600 million to businesses this March. Roughly 70% of this amount will be to SMEs. The Special Employment Credit will continue to provide employers with support for the wages of older workers till 2019. Over $300 million, which will benefit 370,000 workers, will be paid out in FY17. The SME Working Capital Loan will continue to be available for the next 2 years. This is where government co-shares 50% of the default risk for loans of up to $300,000 per SME. There's been good take-up for this scheme. Since its launch in June last year, the scheme has catalyzed more than $700 million of loans. I will introduce 2 more measures to support firms. First, I will enhance the corporate income tax or CIT rebate. Last year, I enhanced the CIT rebate from 30% to 50% of tax payable, capped at $20,000 each year for YA16 and YA17. This year, I will further enhance the CIT rebate by raising the cap from $20,000 to $25,000 for YA17. the rebates will remain at 50% of tax payable. I will also extend the CIT rebate for another year to YA18 at a reduced rate of 20% of tax payable, capped at $10,000. The enhancement extension will cost an additional $310 million over YA17 and YA18. Second, we'll provide more support for firms hiring older workers. MOM will raise the re-employment age from 65 to 67 years with effect from 1st July 2017. This will apply to workers younger than 65 on that day. To encourage employers to continue hiring workers who are not covered, we will extend the additional special employment credit to end 2019. Under the scheme, employers will receive wage offsets of up to 3% for workers who earn under $4,000 per month and who are not covered by the new re-employment age of 67 years old. Taken together with the special employment credits, employers will receive support of up to 11% for the wages of their eligible older workers. The extension of the additional special employment credits will benefit about 120,000 workers and 55,000 employers and will cost about $160 million. This helps to extend the employability of older Singaporeans. Details are in the annex. These additional near-term support measures with the existing wage credit scheme and special employment credit will give businesses support of over $1.4 billion over the next year.